Alrighty, so shop talk and side notes. We're gonna make one of those sanding rounds that I've used a couple times now. So, first step in this process is I've got these two rounds here. They're just a little bit bigger. This bit is just slightly smaller. I'm gonna go ahead and take both of these, clamp them in, drill. Drill this hole out just a little bit. See if I can force this through just a little bit here. There we go. Now that one's in. See if I can screw this just a little bit. Get this end of the screw to stick out. Alright. Okay. So that's where the hole's going. Let's see if I can tap this in. Take it the rest of the way on the vise here. So now what we're going to do is to make this all even, I'm going to stick this right in the drill. And I'm just going to let it ride in the sandpaper for a little while. What we're trying to do is make both of these blanks flat and even with each other so that when we glue the paper down it'll have a smooth surface to go down to. So. Sandpaper that I like to use when I'm sanding them down to their level is a very, very heavy grit. This is 36 grit. This is like stripping your hardwood floors kind of sandpaper. It just takes a ton off right off the bat. I can get down to the level that I need to, and it also puts some nice little grooves the glue will soak into, and it'll help it to adhere the sandpaper to the blanks themselves. All right. That looks about right. This is our piece right here. As you can see, it's flush now all the way around. Okay. Take this. You can use clamps or whatever you want with this. I'm going to use some just regular rubber bands. They always work for me. I'm going to get myself a mark right there. Give ourselves a mark right here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, so I'm going to start with my edge right there. I'm going to roll this up. Now, right after it meets up again, instead of cutting a straight line across, I'm going to give this a bit of an overlap. We'll say like over to here, and that'll give me from this point to this point to make a diagonal line. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut it from here to about here, which will give me an overlap like that instead. Not an overlap, but a seam. I'm going to go ahead and just, if I turn this just a little bit, I should be able to put a mark on the lower level. So now I know where I need to cut. I need to cut from here to the corner. And I need to cut this line that I made. Now we should have a piece that goes around at least close enough that when we glue it, it'll stay on there. Alright, so we'll take some glue here. I'm going to put a light coat on the paper, and I'm also going to put a very light coat on the blanks as well. Okay, so I'm just going to spread this out on here. And we're just going to take this, wrap this around, like so. Make sure that we're tight. You want to tighten up. Push these two edges together and push these two edges together. So I like to tighten it up and then hold it with my thumb in the middle. And I just take a bunch of rubber bands. Doesn't matter what size rubber bands. I find actually that the rubber bands you get from the grocery store on like asparagus, those are usually the strongest ones. Some more rubber bands on here. So we're gonna let this dry, and then we'll trim off the paper, the extra paper that's sticking off here, and then this will be ready to use. Really nothing to it. If you get a little edge, like this one's popped up just a little bit, I'm just gonna take a dab of glue here, just fill in that little spot. Spread out the glue, and then I'll just put a rubber band right directly over that one specific spot to make sure that that edge stays down, because this will last you a lot longer if you make sure that your edge right here is all glued down tight, and that everything is just tight down in general. Because once these corners go, the rest of the paper just rips off anyway. So, but there it is. I'm just gonna take off the rubber band closest, just so that we can trim around before the glue totally dries. For a blade, I like to use a carpet knife, because carpet knives are designed to cut through carpet. So they're pretty sharp. Definitely sharp enough to carve off a little bit of paper without messing anything up. So I'm just going to go right around the edge here, carefully. Okay, so now that that's trimmed, once this is completely dry, which it feels like it's close enough, I'm going to go ahead and pull the rubber bands off. Now we've got a sanding wheel. See, the seam right there is pretty tight. Had to make sure that it lined up evenly. And there's the edge right there where I trimmed it off. This edge actually was already back a little bit, so I didn't have to do anything to it. So there it is, sanding wheel. Now I just, stick it in the drill and go ahead and sand away. There you go.